If you're wondering, how can I be emotionally healthy in a relationship? You are on the right track. Asking that question can be the key to finding a true partner, where they meet your needs and where you meet theirs. Alternatively, not asking that question leads to blame, dissatisfaction, and potential failure. So I have 4 steps for you that you can take to begin moving through this process and changing your perspective from one of blame and questioning and looking for outward sort of affirmation from your partner in happiness. This has to change entirely. Flip it. The script is only about you. You are responsible for your happiness. And the reason I say this can be hard to understand for us because I think so many of us are codependent in our relationships with others. We look to them, when you meet somebody, it's exciting, they bring you energy, it's stimulating, there's chemistry, you're on fire, you feel like this is true happiness. But happiness resides within you regardless of your surroundings, regardless of the world around you. And I know this can be hard to understand. It has been for me in the past. Buddha said that life is suffering. And when you learn to accept that life is suffering, the pain of it disappears. Because if you switch the word suffering, which to me is a really powerfully hard word to think I can have a life of suffering and happiness at the same time, it seems impossible to me. But if I switch it to think about physical development and learning, well, it changes everything. Because if you continue to learn, which is step 1, and become introspective in what you need to learn, there is suffering in learning, isn't there? Do you remember learning how to read? Do you remember learning math and your times tables and the pain of your brain as you were trying to figure out how to put these words together, how to sound that out? I don't know if you remember that, but I remember all the things as I begin to learn how hard it is for me. And that is suffering. But I don't look at it as suffering, I look at it as an opportunity. So if you switch this continued learning concept to this place of the moment you're facing suffering, pain, discomfort, you are in the process of learning. Embrace it. Be happy. It's an opportunity. Nelson Mandela, he spent 27 years in prison. When Nelson Mandela was released from prison after wrongfully being held by a government that was openly racist, he forgave the very people that imprisoned him. He, in fact, was happy. I was in South Africa and I went and visited his prison cell, and they give the story of how he would get information and he would stay engaged with the world and the friends he made and the prison guards who actually learned to really love and respect him because of how he conducted himself while imprisoned wrongfully. Can you imagine the injustice that must have been shouting in his mind for why he was placed in prison for being a black man when he was intelligent, engaging, well-spoken, and able to lead a country? What did he do? He acted the way he is. Intelligent, engaging, capable of leading a country, comes out, is elected the president. And I don't believe that his happiness changed with his change of scenery from prison to outward world. My guess is it was a relief. It was fun. The exploration, the ability to move freely was a great thing. However, it was not contingent. His happiness was not contingent upon him being in or out of prison. You must take responsibility for your own happiness and learning. And that's a mind shift you can do. So number 2, you take responsibility for yourself. You quit trying to fix what you're unhappy with in others or what you're unhappy with in the culture or the group around you. You fix yourself to become happy where you are, regardless. And then if you choose to change your position, you can still be happy. Or if your position is changed for you, you can still be happy. Like Nelson Mandela was, in prison still, and happy. It's an impressive thing. I would love to think I'm capable of that. The third thing you've got to do after you've done that is communicate. You need to find out with the person that you're with if they will continue to support you. Are they able to understand you? Is it hard for you when you're trying to communicate your emotions with this person and let them know where you stand to be heard? Do you find it extremely difficult to, when you explain your point, feel like that person is even on the same wavelength? If that's the case, you might decide, you know what, I'm communicating really well. I've worked on this. I know how to state my emotions. I know how to state them calmly. This person is not meeting me where I need them to be met. Or they do, and you're good. Either way, do not let them inhibit your happiness. Work on yourself. Keep yourself going, and that will move things forward. The fourth step, you make your choice, right? You decide, is this person for me? After all of that, am I going to, you can decide this person only can deliver this amount of stuff for me, and I'm going to be happy with it. And I'm going to move forward with them. Once you make your choice, after going through the space, because you've delved into yourself, it really isn't about them as much as it is about you. It's about how you meet them with your own sense of being, who you are. You are happy, you are good, you want somebody to join you in that space of happiness. It doesn't matter who they are and what they are as much as it matters about you. At the end of the day, happiness is about how you perceive your insides, not how the outside world is reacting to you, right? If Nelson Mandela can sit in a prison for 27 years and come out and forgive the people that put him in there, I guarantee you have the capacity to forgive somebody that you've had a rough emotional relationship with and either repair it and move on, staying with them, or move on, repairing yourself, and find somebody that can meet you the way you want to be met and know that you're worthy to be in that space with them. So I get that Nelson Mandela was not in a relationship with another person, right? I get that. And I get that it may be hard for some people to make that connection to the suffering that you might feel in a relationship if it's not healthy. You know, there can be really, really toxic things that go on in relationships. However, when you are in a space where you feel afraid to speak up because something is going to happen bad to you, you feel like you cannot show yourself because if you do, you'll be rejected. You feel like there are things that you need in your life to feel loved and engaged, and that you're not getting it from that person. I would say in the third instance, you can only provide the love and engagement for yourself. If you're looking for another person to fill that need for yourself, that's unhealthy. You're placing that on them, and it is an impossibility that they cannot fill the need that you have to be loved until you fill that within yourself. So the depth to which you love yourself is the depth to which you will find someone to love you. And the more you stick to really fixing what you want within yourself and becoming truly happy in any situation, if you can sit and think about yourself being in maybe the relationship that you left and still being happy regardless of what that person did, because likely if you have divorced them, you are still in a relationship in some way because you've got children with them. You need to be able to maintain that commitment, that connection, just as Nelson Mandela did with the people that imprisoned him. He didn't walk out and say, you're all in prison now, you're done. He walked out and he offered them amnesty so that they would reveal the dysfunction that was in the government to him without any repercussions so he could fix the issue. That is power. So dysfunction makes you blame and point and fight and attack and look outward for your happiness. There is no satisfaction in that avenue. The avenue to peace and happiness is to reside within yourself, to fix only what you can fix. And these are the steps to focus inward instead of outward on the person around you. And I promise you, as you focus inward and build yourself and make yourself happy as you are, in any situation, no matter what comes your way, no matter what the world throws at you, you will begin to find your relationships with everyone on every level are more healthy. So, in order to build on that, stick around with me because I got another video coming up on how to feel worthy of love and what ended my marriage. Hope you like it. I'm James Burnham. Thanks for hanging out with me.